Hello, and welcome back to a new episode of Comfy Cozy Completionist with your Gola Relay. Let's go sleep and then we go fight the roof boss again in the Ashlands. And then go for another swamp dash for finding the last missing wooden weapon. Tying up loose ends, are we? So we go with the cheapo food here. That is plenty enough to help with the building process there. We are in our fortress. We are quite safe there, so we don't need to explicitly have all the good health stats to be fighting. We can do fighting later. I want to defeat that roof boss. How is our... yeah, it's bright blue. All is good. I just wanted to know how our barrier is looking. So, back to the roof boss. I hope it lightens up soon so we can see better what we are doing. But I think we are on the right track now. And we're going to be putting in more of those. So those need to go like how? Like that? Every second here. An ash storm, which doesn't make visibility much better here. But it is what it is. And then that one goes in here. Like so. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. That needs to go in like that, I think. Every second. Like that. And then the other one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, needs to go in like that. I think we are getting somewhere here now. That is not too shabby. There's one missing here. And then I think we do need to drop another one of those just to make sure we get all of that connected proper. I don't think we need that one. Just like that is plenty. So we get some stability there. So center here, center here, center here, all the way across. And then the top one. Bottom center helps make that quicker. Okay, and then the same here, center. Can I get that? No, I can't. Can I get that? And then... Fine. Then like that. Okay. And then I kind of want that. How does that now fit? Like that? I kind of want that to go the arched way, go up there. And then there. Ah, that is not cool. So let me have the bottom here and there. So we get a little more height in the middle. And because it's linked to the central tower, it should gain enough stability, that was wrong, to work across all of that, hopefully. And then we have to continue all of that all to the other side in some fashion. So, can we somehow make that work? There is going to be a gap here, and then go down the other side. Something like that. I'm not too sure that is working. Let me try that again. So if we mount that to that corner here, and then that to that corner, and that to that, and that is 3 coming down here. That won't work. We need to have some stabilizing things in there, and we are missing some things here. And I'm not even quite sure I do like that a lot. Maybe we have to continue that over on this side. Well, we do need to continue the pattern for the wall though on the other side. So I'm gonna do that. And then we're gonna remove some parts of that where we don't need it. And get us more of those is that right? No, I don't think it's right. It needs to connect here. Just continue that to have the pattern going. And then we're gonna try and continue the pattern on this side too. Not quite sure. Is that? I think, yeah, it is. So if that is here, that should be just right. Yes, it is. And then we're gonna take out what we don't need in between to make the ornaments, because I think this is gonna be way too much Graustein to make it look good. Going through so much Graustein on a real fast pace here. Okay, this is looking good now. Where is my stonecutter? Here. Gonna move that over a little bit so we can finish the wall on this side. There, and then we are out of Graustein again. We have to pick up so much more Graustein from home to make that work. But I think in the end it's gonna be very nice. Okay, let me see how we did that here. We moved that. That is half. So that is on this. So that one here needs to be a half one. And then that one needs to be a half one too. Because this is gonna be the feature. I'm gonna put that in here. That's not where I want it to be. There. And then there. And there. And then we have to figure out that and that out of the range of the stonecutter. There. So that's the feature wall on this side, and then the same here. The feature is here. So we got that. That's not right. That's right. What is going on outside there? Is that right? Something is destroying things here. Nice. It goes there. And that goes there. Nice. We've got the feature walls going. And we're out of the range of the stonecutter around there again. I kind of want to know what's going on down there. They killed the last bit of stair there. Well, can't do that. So now we are not quite sure how to proceed with that here. I don't think that that here is correct, because this is centered and that is not. So what if we try to do it like that? I don't think that is working. We have to figure that out later, I think. I think we have to start that all on its own on this side and figure that out like that. That is correct. And that should be lining up on that here, I think. Let me have a look if that is correct. It does look good. Like that. And then that. And we do the same thing all over again on this side to get that working. All across here. I thought I saw a lot of glittering out there. Well, there is some glittering, but not a lot. They are trying to destroy my bridge out there. So that goes like that and lines up all the way up here. And we are out of Rausteen completely here. I'm gonna go home real quick and get more Grausteen. And we will have to come up with a more stable solution to get up on this thing. But for now, we're gonna pick up a lot more Grausteen to get that roof done. And while we can see can do a little bit there. Well, now it's too dark. I'm gonna go home and do some sleeping, I think. Much better. Get things repaired until we don't have an axe breaking on us and all of that jazz, and gonna get to bed before our hammer breaks. There we go. Sleepy sleeps. Oh, I think we have to probably feed the fires soon too. Okay, let's go sleep and then get that roof boss defeated, I think. Chibo food and get some more roofing done. I kind of want that roof done at least, so we can think about the interior design. Gonna go with that and a little bit of a stamina thingy and that. And that is fine for building. If there is stuff going on, we can always escape. We have 2 portals there. And come back when we are ready. Bring more Graustein. Sure hope we have enough to get all of that done. Because that roofing is quite expensive. I don't know what I'm doing here, but we're gonna do it anyways. Okay, so we were starting to put in the first row of extra here, and that needs to go here and here and here. There. And then we need the other side. That one here seems to be not in the right place. It feels off. It is off. It is connecting to that feature there and not to the other. That is the problem here. I have to get that in the correct way. There we are again, building and then doing it again, and building and doing it again. Getting the start right is essential here. If we don't get the start right, then all the other stuff will be wrong too. Okay, and then that needs to snap here and here And here. And then the other one needs to snap to the other side here. And then everything will line up perfectly. And then we go the other way around. And get that in here. So every second one gets that one. And then every second one gets the other side. There we go. And then that means now we can get that in. Where is bottom center? There, there, there. Out of stone. We're gonna do the exact same thing we did on that side. We're gonna do on the other side. We're gonna do on that side. And then we're gonna figure out how to go about the center. Just need to support all of that properly so it won't crash down on us. Okay, so now we're gonna have the top and then we snap that here. The other one gonna snap here. And then we've got the first row of that completed. And then we're gonna swap that over to this side and get that in here for the second row. Out of stone. I start to think that we might not have enough gray stone at all. And then the other side. I kind of want to get that base up and running before we try and is that right? No, like that. Before we try and go on do more in the Ashlands, because ultimately I want to live in this space while we are still in the Ashlands and not after we finished doing Ashland stuff. right, wrong. Like that way around. Needs to go here. 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 Then I have to find out how many rows did we do here. Oh, another complete one. Okay, so we're gonna go back like that. I stirred the cauldron. Okay, there is nothing coming from it at all here. Because all of them mobs are busy fighting outside. Well, we can go on building things then, okay. So, now next row, that one. That is here, and there, and there. And then the other side. Not a single bat made it to me. Because all the mobs outside have been busy killing bats. That, and that, and that. There. Last one here. Okay, so that side of the roof is next to done. Now we need that in here, and then that structure is done. And then we need to have the central piece of that going. Can I? Will it? Hello? Can we snap that? There. Other side. Oh, out of stone again. Who would have thunk? That side needs to snap here. Okay, that is that. And then we want that arched one, and we want that to be snapped here, I think. Okay, second row. And then we're gonna figure out how that is gonna meet up in the center. That is pretty intense. Maybe we need to do other things here to make that meet up. Not quite sure. Because that gap here is super strange. Can we somehow fit that like that? That is not the worst. It is pretty red there. We're gonna have to think up a way. But that is not the worst, because it is anchored on that here. So if we could have that anchored here. Ah, this is gonna work. So like that is the middle of that thing here, and that provided me with the snap point to get that in here. And then we can try and finagle all of that in there. That is not looking too bad. Gonna have to figure out what to do with the staircases there. But at least that does give us a roof over our head that is all over and closed. And we can have some kind of second story thing going on there. That is not worse. That is pretty neat in my eyes. I have to do thinking about that here and how to proceed with that. Kind of want probably have some kind of support in there, like getting things Let me see if we can do something here to get that supported. Something like that eventually. I have to think about it. Maybe we have to redo that and get it in more, I think. Yeah, we have to defeat the roof boss again, because that is not exactly where we want that. But I think we are on a good way here. It is gonna be a roof at some point that is gonna be working. So for now, I think we can go home and go to bed and have a short break. And then we're gonna do a quick dash through the swamp again and see if we can find that missing wooden weapon in that second swamp. So we can cross off that wooden weapon from our list. And then also we have to do some fishing with the anglerfish. For now we're gonna have a short break here. Gonna be right back. Okay, let's get to bed. And then I think we're gonna run through a swamp real quick and see if we cannot find that stupid weapon we're missing. Good morning, game. Day 625. Days are going fast in this game. So we are going with that and that and that. That is plenty for the swamp. Gonna bubble up. Get that one out. And here we go. Gonna take a break from defeating that stupid roof. I think I had the wrong joining point there, which means all of the roof is not lining up properly. Oh, now we gonna go find a weapon. In the swamp. I have looked it up in the wiki because I was so unsure about that. And yes, it is in the Viking graves in the swamp. So that is what we are looking for here now. More of those Viking graves in the swamp. And hope to find one of the big sledgehammers in there. I'm gonna be systematic about it. Try to be at least. So we don't miss any. Go all the way to all the sides and really look at everything here. Another surtling spawner there. Not keen on fighting those. There is another one over there. Oops. I'm gonna go a little lighter on my stamina here. Is there a box in there? I don't think. I don't really know what the spawn rates are for boxes in those graves. but we're gonna defeat everything here and then we are sure we have not missed anything until we find it. I do not even need the bubble, but getting my bubble destroyed does mean I get the levels, so we're gonna have the bubble up. There can be a box in one of those too. And we're gonna do that too. And if there is a box, yes, there we got it finally. We found it. Okay, that was the last wooden weapon. And what we do with that half-assed swamp there, I think we're gonna go that way and see where that ends. And mark all of the burial sunken crypts on the way we get there. And then we might want to have a boat and go exploring some meadows. While we are here, might as well clear that out. Another one here. Gonna go that way. Where is that way? Okay, that way. I need to get a little bit of stamina first here before I decide to do something about that thing. Ow, that hurt. Now I'm out of bubble here. Another crypt. Am I full or what? Oh, we don't need that. We don't need that. Rather have the ooze than that. Okay, that way. Those ashland weapons sure do make short process of any of those. There's another one here. There is a lot of iron to be had in this swamp here. Are we ending here in water? Or do we get plains on this side here? That looks like it's ending in water. Not particularly happy about leaving that portal the swamp, so I think we are going to leave it in the plains there where we came from. There is some plains back there. Here. That is where we're gonna leave the portal. And then we are done with swamp for a good long while again. And then we have to go back to the mountains because there is still the problem of the golem trophy, the stone golem trophy. We have to do something to get that sorted. Oh, and we do need another bear trophy too. It is probably not the best weapon to defeat a bear, but you could give me a bear trophy. Come on. No bear trophy. At all. Well, it is what it is. We don't have a bear trophy. But I think we're gonna leave our portal right here. And then that is that. 20. Okay. We're gonna have to find some unexplored meadows. And that is getting worse, getting farther out. So probably we're gonna have to look at that here. We can take a boat from Wiesenheim to get there. I don't even know what the latest number of portals even is. 31, I think, was the last one that's here. So we're gonna rename that for 32 then. That doesn't connect, okay. We're gonna get a boat. Wait, let's get the stuff out of our pockets that we don't have to carry around. Like that. And that. Funny enough, that one is not Half-Life. The other ones I found were already a little bit damaged. Now we got everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is 9 wooden weapons. There we go. Let's repair things. Let's get the boat over to Wiesenheim, and then we go with the boat over to the other side, because I think we need to see if we can find the 2 new axe heads. That is the longboat. Nice. Wiesenheim. Gonna have a longboat. That should be possible to be dropping that here. That is a real bad spot. I did design that poorly. Like, ugh, we're swimming. Like that. Can we get on board? No, we cannot. We have to swim. There. Okay, we do not have a portal with us, which is bad. You can't have the number 31 portal if you don't have a portal. And then we are stranded over there because there is no portal over there. Gonna pick up a portal. At some point I think we do have to go back and do something about the black cores, because we are running low on black cores. 10 eyes. And 20 fine wood and 20 of that. We are running low on fine wood now. Well, we have planted a lot of birch trees, so we are not in a problem there. But still, we have to do some hacking at fine wood. Okay, now we go. It is getting a little bit late, but it's okay. We want to go right there. Because we want to go run around in the meadows. I have not brought a boat portal. I'm stupid. We need to do that. The sun is setting anyways, so we are going to put that portal there, that boat there. And then gonna jump home. That is no meadows here, that is all forest. I do hope we find some meadows. We're gonna have to run around there to find the meadows. That is where we're gonna leave our boat. And that and that. And then the number 32. And get rid of those Muppets. Can use the eyes. Okay. Is that a Rocky? No. I just thought we might have found a Rocky. There is a new point of interest too in the forest that came with the birthday update. I have found that location in some of my trophy hunt runs. Would be fab if we could find that for Lorelei too. Oops, that was wrong. Okay, let's get that sorted. Pick up another portal. We need a boat portal. That goes here. And we need a pocket portal too, so we do need 2 portals. So 20. And 40. And 40. And 4. Pocket portal and boat portal. Should we go for another day of defeating the roof boss before we do that? I think we do. Just mix things up a little bit and not do the same thing all the time. And we do have to find a space where we can hang all of those. I think that's the things that need to go into the museum. Let's have a short break here and then we sleep and then we go defeat the roof boss. Be right back. Okay, let's sleep. I think we forgot to put up the Mistlands armor, the carapace armor. That's in a box, I think. Is it? Let me have a look. No, it's here. And that is the flaw metal armor, which can be upgraded too. Brimstone. Let me see. I think we miss... That is from the Ashlands and it takes a Valkyrie trophy. How many Valkyrie trophies do we have? We've killed so many Valkyries. 2. Oh, that's cool. 1 to hang and 1 to put into that. And it takes bloodstone, of course. So we have to find more bloodstones. But now we have to go eat something. We're gonna go with that. And that. And that. That is plenty to defeat a roof boss, I think. Then have a bubble. And then we can go over to the warehouse and transport more Graustein. Gonna need it anyways. That is next to all the Graustein we have. I have used so much Graustein in that endeavor to get a roof on that base. And I'm not quite sure what to do with the entrance. At least we got a partial roof, so let me get that in here. And some more. I think we made a mistake here with placing those. We need to redo that, I think. We need to get upstairs and do that from above, I think. We need to have that centered on that thing here. Heavy building, we want the arched ones. Like that probably. Or wait, what if we made that from this side and then have it fade into that. Is that better? Ooh, that is better, I think. Is it? No, it is not. It looks odd. Huh. We are having trouble here. How are we supposed to make that work? Do we move that a little bit back so it sits on the inside here? That looks odd too, does it? Like that? How would that connect up there? Does that? It does not connect with that. Okay, then. It is what it is. Oh, I destroyed something else there. So it has to be like that. Well. And what did I destroy here? That one. So... there. Okay then. I think we need to close that one up here. Like so. Just to have that closed on this side, I think. Now what do we do with that nonsense here? That should be sitting in here like that. That is wrong here. That should be like that. And then we could make that like that. And have that be some kind of staggered windows, no windows thing here. Probably. And then, we got a problem up there because that will not line up. Well, we're gonna figure it out. So now what do we do with the entrance here? The entrance should probably start from here, and that is the entrance. And then we have to continue that up here. And have that connect to that. Something like that, probably. And then we want to probably close that here off to not be open space. That was somewhere up there now. So that can go in like that. And then a wall, out of stones again. I think we have not enough gray stone to finish all of that off in the end. That is not right. Okay, that is that one. Okay, I think this is looking good. But I'm stupid. I used the straight ones here. We need to use the arched ones to make it look the same. something like that. Okay, now we've got the right ones in there, and then we need to close that off. That is not cool. Gonna have to do some extras here. So that is that. And then that is that. And then there goes a windowed one. Right there. And then that cannot fit in here because of... No, we can probably make it staggered. Like that. I don't like it. I don't like it. So it's 3 meters, so we're gonna go with that. Like that. Somewhat correct. Okay. That is not the worst. I have seen worse. And I think we're gonna be doing the same thing on this side. That one. Needs to go here, and then we need that one to go here. It is keeping up, it is holding up, it is not the nicest, but it is a roof. Okay. So now we have to close off all of those open faces there, I think. There. And I think we will have to pick up a lot more graustein to finish all of that off. Because there is a lot of rough ends sticking out everywhere here. But we've got a roof on that. So that is all of those faces closed. Gonna do the same on this side. Where is my stone cutter? That on the other side here. Okay, that one. I think we managed to defeat the roof boss. And we've got a roof in here, but I don't think we have enough graustein left to make it pretty. God, that is not in the right place, and that is the wrong thing to destroy. Ah, this is so difficult here. Which one needs to go in here? That one? No, the other one. That one. That is not lining up. That needs to snap. Center, bottom. I want that to snap. That is not lining up. Why is that not lining up? That one is not in the right place here. I think we have to go up there. And get that in from the top. I can't see what I'm doing here. That's the one missing here. And it needs to be that one. And it needs to be in like that. Okay, and then we go with more of that. And finish off the outside of that. And we have to do something about that one that is not doing anything anymore here. And some of those do not line up, I think. Okay. Can we move that biggie blob thingy there to this side and have it finagled in between that? Probably. Are those... Can we? Yes, we can. Okay. So we are protected from those big ass thorns there. Good. Gonna bring the remaining stones. That is everything we have. That is all we have regarding Graustein. No more Graustein left. Okay, we have to finish off that wall here. And we're gonna get that in here. Set at top. So that gets put in the right place. And then the way we did it on the other side, like that, and that, and that, and that. And then that is not right. That needs to be supported here. That needs to go in there. Like that. And then we use the half ones to finish that off here. Good. So we've got both of those sides closed off. Got that portal here, like that's monumental. And then we gonna have to probably close off those here too. Can we? Yes. Like that. End of Graustein again. I still think top is easier because I don't think some of those are correct. We've got an ash storm out there again. I think we need to get up there and refill our shield generator to cope with that ash storm. Let's do that real quick before we do more here. Where is the bones? There ought to be some bones here, there. Okay, ooh, look at all of that weather. Duh. Bad, bad, bad. Okay, it's not that bad. We've got a random straight bit here. I think it's looking... Slowly it's looking like something here. Yeah, I think we go home now because we can't see anymore what we're doing here. That big ass portal does look cool here. Let's get home, let's get to bed. Ashlands in the night in an ash storm is frightening. That ash storm carrying over to the Mistlands is even more frightening. Okay. Let's repair everything. Mistlands has bad weather too. And then we have to have some wood and get our fire here going again. Out. Same thing probably applies to our sleeping quarters. Not quite, but some. And while we're at it, let's refill that one too. Okay. Gonna put that in here. We're gonna have a short break and I'm gonna be right back. Okay, let's get to bed and then we're gonna run around a little bit in the forest and the meadows. Because we have A, to get another bear trophy, and B, find the new axe heads. So the last half an hour of this is spent going places. We gonna eat that and that and that. That's good. That's enough. We're gonna pick up all of that. And we're gonna get over to the number 32 portal. and rename that boat, so we have that boat portal out of the bay. Because that is where our boat now is. And then we're gonna bubble up, and then we're gonna go running. This is quite a big continent, I think. So we might have a chance here doing things. We found a bear. Gonna get that bear out of the way first. Get the bear trophy, hopefully. Again, not. Which is a pity. How many bears do I have to kill to get the bear trophy I require? Something interesting in here. Another elder. Well, we had that already. Okay, burial chambers, plenty. I think we're gonna go south from the boat. For now. I wonder if we can find that mystic location where the clearing in the forest with all of the Rockies. I ran across it in 2 of my trophy hunt runs. Just by running through the forest I stumbled upon it. But searching for it is quite another thing. Oh, we're gonna search for some bears and see if we can find us that stupid bear trophy we are still missing. Because we do not have the heart of the forest. Because we never made that trinket. Because we never got a bear trophy. Which is a shame. So running across and seeing that we find bears, kill bears, and maybe we find that mystic location, and if we find us some meadows, we are going to look for that new axe head. Because that is the only way I know how. I don't even know what criteria are for those, for the new location. So, well, we have to kill bears anyway, so we might as well run back and forth and find us a bear. Maybe we find another Rocky too. And once we get a bear, we might be able to find the clearing too. If not, then not. I can't help it. We cannot run across all of the world and every forest. That would be not helpful. Also, I think at some point we might need to upgrade the world, because it might be the case that they do add so many new things into the world with the 1.0 upgrade that it would be impossible for us to find all of that in this old world. This world has been started after the Ashlands update came out, so that is a pretty old world here. And that might mean that some of the things that will be possibly added with the new upgrade will never be in this world if we don't upgrade the world. There is a mod that can do that, and I'm inclined to save the world and try that. So we get a chance to really experience everything. This is a completionist run, so maybe one should do a completionist run after the game is completed, but you know, keeping an eye out for rocky too. This is too high. This is not rocky terrain, but while we're at it, we might as well be on the lookout for another rocky or two. So many mobs here. Another elder rune. We do have the elder runes already. There's a troll. I don't really want to fight a troll, so we're gonna leave that one in alone. Lots of skellies around here. This is gonna be a boring task. Finding bears and finding meadows. Maybe we should be feeding our chicken a little bit and see if we can up that game. But when I'm not at home all the time, not doing much for the chickens there. We might need some more copper for building purposes. Might want to implement some of the Dwerga walls in our new Ashland space, so eventually we have to get some copper. Oh, there is plenty of copper in the world. There's no copper shortage. It's just a matter of getting to it and harvesting it and then smeltering it down. I'm not gonna do that. Really not interested in fighting Grey Dwarfs. Just running back and forth to the forest hoping for bears to spawn and find some meadows somewhere here, but this continent seems to be forest only so far. Question: what kind of features do you think we should implement in our new Ashland space? How about we have a loft where we could put our bed, our sleeping quarters? on the other side. The portal is on the side where the door to the inner tower is. I have been also thinking about breaking out that door and put the fire in there, but then that would also mean we would have to destroy the green pillar of light, because we would need that space to put a fire there. So the question is, what do we want more? That pillar of light, or using that central tower as a chimney? Let me know in the comments what you think. We have run a great big pile of that here already, and we have not found anything of interest. Not a rocky, not a bear, not a clearing. Just a lot of skellies and other stuff. Can we... Oh, is that... Ooh, we are getting into meadows here. That is cool. Okay, let's get the remaining bits of forest cartographed. There. Trophy. Again, no trophy. Trophy hunting is a fair bit of nonsense. Not finding what we are needing to find here. And that is such high altitude that there is snow on the trees. Look at that. Okay, we wanted to mark out the remaining bits of forest before we go into the meadows and see if we at least can find an axe head. No. No rocky here either. Okay then, if you want to follow me, I'm gonna pick up the eyes. Gonna have the leather. Okay. Because we did use up quite some for the goosebumps. Okay, now we are officially in the meadows. Let's see if we can find some structures. Gonna do the same search pattern, go north, east, west, and see what houses we can find. Those X-heads only occur in two different types of wooden houses. It's the number 6 and the number 2. And there is like 11 different types, or 12 even. I don't know for sure. I have to look it up. So not every house we are going to be finding has even the opportunity to have one of those axe heads. So that is gonna be another bummer with finding those. I have heard there had been complaints that those axe heads are way OP for getting them so early in the game. But I think you're gonna have so much trouble trying to find them that not many would chance upon them. There is some bees in here. Nothing else. We don't need bees. Bees don't like the mistlands, and bees don't like the ashlands. And we do have a big old pile of bees already in our meadow space and in our plain space, so no need to collect those. That house here is a number 6 house, which is one of the houses where you could find such an axe head. But the trouble is, there is only a 55% spawn chance, and there is none in here. So that is not good. First try, no luck. There is more black forest here to this side, so we're gonna have to go there at some other point and look at that. And then we're gonna go that way, and I think we saw all of the meadows on this side here. That one is not among the ones that has the axe head. I'm gonna be hard pressed finding enough of those houses to even have a chance to find that. So maybe we have to do some more running around here in the future. I think for now we're gonna leave the 32 portal around these parts somewhere. That is more forest over there. 2 bears, snow bear stuff, snow bear trophies. That is a little bit of a training mountain there, which is not helpful. No rocky, no clearing. No bear trophy. Gonna stick to the meadows for now. Yeah, we're gonna continue that search in the next run, I think, in the next episode. This is quite a lot of continent to be searching. We're gonna leave our number 32 portal here. There. And we're gonna go home, and we're gonna end the episode soon. We're gonna go to the plains real quick and see about the metal. Let me drop off the other portal in front of our rocket portal here. Because we don't have to carry that around to get the metal. And we're gonna put all of that in here. That got some meat. Where did I put that? Here. And we got some more seeds. And some money. We're running low on health here. But that's okay. We don't have to have a lot of health to pick up some metal. I'm really concerned about that mysterious location. We have not seen anything about it anywhere. So 20 of those and 10 of those, that's everything that is left here for now. Got all of the bronze smelted down best we could. Gonna put that in here. There, and then that. Get all of that going. And yeah, we're gonna go down there, pick up all of the metal that is down here, which should not be too much, just a bit. Get that home real quick, and then another episode is done. I have to go and take a look in our box. Maybe we do not even need another bear trophy and I just have forgotten that we already found it. I don't know. We have to go look. The bronze can go in here right away because we don't need it in our box over there. There, so much. And then that's the floor metal is somewhere here too. So much floor metal too. Still not sure if we have enough floor metal, if we have enough of the iter to go forward, but probably we do need a little bit more of the black cores. Okay, the heart of the forest is here. Let's have a look here. The bronze pendant is the one we are lacking. If we have not put it up already in the forest base. There is no bear trophy here. Ah, pick that up. I did not want to pick that up. Let's go and have a quick look. Now I picked up the ice. Duh. Okay, let's have a quick look in the forest base. I think we did some... We have a rock there, I think. We do have a bear rock here somewhere, I think. No, no bear rock. Do we have a bear trophy on the wall here? Yeah, we have a bear trophy on the wall there. And did we put up some pendants here? Is there... Let me get the fires burning here. We can see here what we are doing. There is no pendant on display, so we only found that only one bear trophy, and we put that on display. There is no pendant here on display anywhere. So we do need another bear trophy for the rock, and we do need another bear trophy for the pendant. We found two because we made the armor, I think. So 2 more bear trophies needed. Man, this is gonna be some doing to get that done. At the rate they are dropping. So 2 more bear trophies needed. Duh, that is a lot of running around in the forest and killing bears to get that. Okay, so the episode ends here. It's nearly 2 hours. I hope you liked it, and if you did, give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you want to see more of my content. And with that, I wish you a good night. And we are going to be back with new shenanigans in the 10th world real soon. Bye!